what was it, like some sort of concert or event. That was he was there making tacos, I think.
Oh, that was Yoda. That was Yoda. Yoda also
Yoda?
makes tacos. Okay. Oh my god. That's amazing. We're getting more Skylar lore.
Yes, but the Skyler's family owns many restaurants.
See, if his family owns the Mexican food chain, he's basically Mexican, right? He can play in Copa Hyperion, right? He can.
Of course not, mate. On the contrary, people are not probably gonna send narcos after him.
Oh god.
Yeah, speaking of narcos, here we have in the grand finals on the best of 3 series, the Mexican Zerg player currently living in Korea, far away from narcos. This is Cham.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the American Terran. He is red, representing himself. It is PureLegacy.
Mate, speaking of narcos, recently at my new work, we had to do a sponsorship for a new Amazon Prime series.
Oh.
That looks so bad. That is called, I don't know how it's called in English, but in Spanish it's called Soldados y Zombies.
What?
Which is the way they sold us to us. It was like, imagine someone who recently saw all the popularity of the zombie shows and all the popularity of the narco shows, and then mixed it up and made a series.
The zombie shows were popular like 10 years ago.
I mean, look, series takes time to make, okay?
Oh god. I mean, if it's produced well, then sure, I'll watch Pablo Escobar go like fight zombies. Sure, sign me up, I guess. Yes. If it's produced
I haven't seen it because I don't have Amazon Prime to watch it. But the way the synopsis was told, it was like, it was a narco that was running away from the Mexican police off in the north of Mexico. And then they discover a secret U.S. military installation.
Oh my god!
That is like researching like zombie stuff. And and then zombie stuff happens.
Yeah. It's almost the most cliche would have been it was like an abandoned like Russian military base from like the World War or something, and that was found or some crazy shit. Then, but sure, okay, sure. I also don't have Amazon Prime, unfortunately. Feels bad, man.
But yeah, speaking of soldiers, mate, PureLegacy versus Cham. PureLegacy going for a really fast RCC.
Oh yeah, going for that third CC before Starport here. A surprising choice on a map like Blackburn. I'm also surprised we're on Blackburn. I feel like PureLegacy, again, he feels pretty comfortable on a map like this, depending on how aggressive he's going to be. And yeah, I guess we should probably talk about the game a little bit. We haven't really gotten to talk about it, but Cham, he's back. This used to be his tournament. He used to run Battle of the Americas last year.
Yes, he still has the record for most Battle of the Americas won so far. Let me quickly check the number, like who's second place and how far is Cham ahead of everyone else. Let me see. Wikipedia, Battle of the Americas, loading. There we go. So Cham is of course number 1 with 26 wins.
Jesus.
Number 2 is Nina with only 10.
Cham has a very strong lead. Very strong.
Yeah, so if Cham doesn't play like until 2022, someone may be able to catch up to him.
The problem is that Cham is back and he's starting to play again. It's great. It's great to see it. Again, bearing in mind that Cham is playing from Korea, so he has a ping disadvantage, so maybe that's a way for these guys to sneak some wins over him. But on top of that, this is also a Cham that should be the strongest Cham we've ever seen, right? Like, he has been practicing for a long time now in Korea for quite a number of months, and he's going to keep practicing, keep improving, keep getting better and stronger.
Yes, definitely. He's been there for how long? Like 2 months already? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I believe. Yeah, because for DreamHack Summer, he was still in Mexico, I think. If I'm not wrong, maybe. No,
Don't remember.
I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, we forget everything after the season is over.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
There we go, PureLegacy going for that Hellion run by. There is nothing here to defend. There was a nice block with the building there by Cham, but the Hellions managed to get in. And how many drones will they be able to kill? Only 6.
My god, only 6. It's almost died. When I saw the drones line up and the Hellions head towards him, I was like, oh my god. But thankfully, Cham did split up nicely. Only lost 6 drones in the end. Not the worst thing out there. Meanwhile, I was hoping this wasn't the case. PureLegacy, he is making it up.
Look, it's a best of 3, mate, but PureLegacy wanted to feel like a best of 5.
Oh no. I was looking forward to it. I was like, yo, we may have a shorter like tournament here, and that means we can like cast the beginning of ESL Open Cup Asia. And PureLegacy's like, nah, mate. I got other plans for you.
Look, unless the best of 3 takes 1 hour, I think you're fine on time.
No boy. We'll see. I wouldn't put it past PureLegacy as, he's actually killing a queen here. Could even get a second, but detection is on the way. These Banshees shouldn't deal too much damage.
Yes, he loses only 1 queen, and finally an overseer arrives, and the Banshees are forced to flow off. Oh, he loses 1 Banshee even.
Ooh, yeah, that was a little bit rough. 1 Banshee for 1 queen. Meanwhile, the Hellions are still here for PureLegacy. They're going to be able to clean up a lot of this creep, which is great. Problem is that Cham, mate, he's already working on a 4th base. He knows that he's up against Mech. He's working on his mass roach.
There we go. The drones are being pulled off the middle line. How many will they be able to kill? 7 drones. That's a nice number. 9 drones even, and even some of the Hellions survive. That was a nice run by PureLegacy.
Exactly. That was so much more worth it compared to the previous run by that he tried to go for. And even though he's playing Mech, like his Hellions are still doing a lot to keep Cham busy at home as he is working towards that Ferrari Mech. You know, Macfield is on the way.
Yeah, the battle mech that many people enjoy when doing mech play. So we'll see how good PureLegacy is able to do it. The 4CC is on the way. 2 more factories are on the way. +1/+1 for mech is also on the way. And Cham on the other side, what is he doing? Roaches, +1 range attack and +1 cappers, and the infestation pit is on the way as well.
Yeah, we'll see what he plans to do with that infestation pit. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go into swarm host against Mech. Right now he's just committing to Roach Ravager. Makes sense, right? It's a very solid composition to go up against those Hellions and Cyclones. The other option for Cham, obviously when you're up against that style, Infestors do well to lock down those Cyclones, but mate, they're the swarm hosts.
Yeah, swarm hosts are 9 swarm hosts on the way for Cham. They could do a lot of damage if PureLegacy is out of position because of how slow Mech usually is.
Exactly. Like, depending on where the swarm hosts position themselves, he can go straight for the 3rd base. He could maybe even go straight into the main base and get some production. Yeah, there are a lot of options here for Cham.
Oh, nice. The Banshee comebacks. There is nothing here to detect invisible units, and 5 drones. 5 drones, not bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, the Roaches, they're poking and prodding at the front line. Something that's a bit of a tell, by the way, is that there are no Ravagers here. You know, that gas has to be being spent somewhere, and yo, the swarm hosts reveal themselves. Oh
no, I think that was a little bit of mistake by Cham. The swarm hosts were not supposed to be revealed so soon, and do so little, so now PureLegacy knows, and he should be prepared for it.
Yeah, he needs to throw down sensor towers all over the place. He needs to be ready for those locust waves, and make sure he has enough in position to defend his bases. As that locust count again still hasn't really been used for much. It was just forced to send out a wave.
There we go. Locust swarm hosts going up in the north. How many swarm hosts are there? There are 19 swarm host lights.
That's a lot of swarm hosts.
That's a lot of swarm hosts. There's gonna be a lot of building coming in soon. Meanwhile, Cham engaging the army of Pure Legacy head-on here in the middle of the map, which I'm not sure that's a good idea, mate.
Yeah, he's keeping the army busy for now. Meanwhile, a couple of other these swarm hosts are a little bit exposed. These queens are going to go down, but in come that Locust Wave.
Yeah, Locust Wave goes immediately goes and target the Planetary Fortress. It's not gonna fall. There's more than enough CVs here to repair it and keep it alive. And yeah, nice reaction by Pure Legacy.
And this Locust Wave here was wasted as well, and now Cham is in trouble. His swarm hosts are ready for the counterattack, and now Pure Legacy is pushing forward into creep.
Yeah, there it is, mate. By the way, I gotta claim it to Cham. Like, excellent creep spread this game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful, mate. It's all over the place. Pure Legacy's having a really hard time at keeping it at bay. Meanwhile, he did clean up all the roaches, but only the roaches because now there's another Locust Wave here towards the south.
Yeah, he's going now for the tanks. Will he be able to kill anyone? No, he won't be able to.
Wow.
He barely killed one building, mate. That's a lot of DPS that his Ferrari mech has.
Yeah, and that unsiege, by the way, was pretty sexy. Like, Pure Legacy, as soon as the Locust Wave came in, he unsieged everything to make sure there was no friendly fire. And now the Cyclones are pushing in again. There is this window here where these Locusts, these Swarm hosts, can't do anything, but enough time has passed. They're about to reset. Oh god, the slow zone!
Those Banelings are not gonna be able to connect, but on the other side, made Cham with the what's the word I'm looking for?
Flanking?
Yeah, with the flank, nice damage over the army of Pure Legacy. Another round to Arcos, and now the tanks are not ready. The tanks are not on stage, and he's gonna lose them.
Yeah, all the tanks are gonna go down. Finally, some SCVs are going down. Finally, these swarm hosts are paying for themselves, getting 21 SCV kills at the same time. The roaches and ravagers are looking to try and hit this gold base, but now I think Pure Legacy has had enough. But he lost so much supply there.
Yes, he lost a lot of supply over there, particularly workers. I'm not sure how good of idea is for him to move in out.
Oh my god,
no, Cham with the A move. Cham with the move command, he receives a lot of damage by those tanks for free.
Exactly, Cham, he threw away so much supply there. But what's important, the Locusts, they keep going. Another wave, this base should go down.
Should go down, maybe, perhaps. The SCVs are repairing, but it's not fast enough, and yeah. The CC falls.
Oh god. Meanwhile, just some Liberator harass, which is gonna get some damage. The Queen will fall, and then workers are gonna fall after that. But the main armies are pushing forward.
Yeah, the Cham trying to do his best, but then again, Pure Legacy has a really nice positioning with the 6 tank. No, 6 tanks are very clumped, so little chance of Cham to do damage with those corrosive vials that the Ravagers has.
Exactly. Like, nice spread there by Pure Legacy. Meanwhile, that one Liberator killed 14 drones. Like, that's way more damage than that Liberator should have ever gotten. Alongside that, some Queens as well, but in come the Locust Waves, and this is what I've been waiting for. Finally, the Locusts are not being used to harass, they're being used to take out the tanks.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 tanks. 3 tanks, I believe, were killed there, so... One of the things that I think Cham is struggling so much to fight this army of Pure Legacy is the fact that Cham has so much supply in Swarm Host.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially when you focus your Swarm Hosts on counterattacking, that's so much supply that's just not fighting. It's not a part of the engagement. It's not here. But what's important is that Pure Legacy, remember, he lost spaces and he lost SCVs, and he hasn't rebuilt them. He hasn't replaced them. Like, he's struggling to remax.
Yes, 76 workers for Pure Legacy, but he only has 4 bases. He lost the 5th, he lost a lot of workers in the 4th. So there we go, another round of strongholds all over the tanks. The tanks are definitely going to fall this time, mate, and I think it's going to be the beginning of the end for Pure Legacy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Finally, all that harassment is really paying off for Cham. Pure Legacy just can't afford to rebuild his army. He's just slowly being whittled away at, and sure, he has some Cyclones and some Hellions, but he doesn't have any more tanks. Now Cham, he's just chasing everything that's left, mate.
That's it. That is GG. Cham takes game number 1.
Oh, GG. PureLegacy, honestly, he was fighting very well there and defending well, but eventually over time, those swarm hosts, they were dealing their damage.
Yes, yes, it is very unfortunate. I mean, that's the sort of thing that happens when you play against a non-Terran player.
Kappa, mate, Kappa. I mean, what I will say is that also something that came into play there was the map. Because it's so small, it was very easy for Cham to go back and forth with his swarm host and attack those bases, right? Like, there wasn't a lot of area that they had to traverse.
Yeah, now for our second map of the day is going to be the complete opposite, mate. We're going to have Romanticide.
Oh yeah, the largest map in the map pool. If Cham wants to go for that style again, he will have to use Nidus to try and, like, you know, hit back and forth and counterattack with his swarm hosts. So Mech would have a bit of a better chance here.
So Arshkiers in the chat asks if the finals is only going to be a best of 3. Yes, we are only going to be playing a best of 3 because both players have agreed that they want to play a best of 3.
Hold on, what'd you just say?
Something. Look, I don't know how to pronounce whatever combination of letters and numbers appears on screen, okay? English is hard enough already. How do you pronounce it, like?
ARJ Skater, mate.
ARJ Skater?
Yeah.
How the fuck would I know that I have to say ARJ that way?
God. It's so good, mate. It's so good.
But yeah, why can't he have normal name like this player here, the Mexican set player, the player with a simple name to pronounce? This is Cham.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide ALE, we have the American Terran. He is red, representing himself. It is PureLegacy.
Fun fact about Cham. Cham is his last name.
That's
his actual last name.
I thought his last name was Blanco. Was it not Blanco?
Blanco is his... Remember, he's Mexican. He has 2 last names.
True.
He's Pablo Cham Blanco.
Okay. Nice. Now I'm disappointed in Cham.
Why?
Maybe it's okay. I don't know. At least
you have in your team a player named Eric.
I'm disappointed in him as well. All right.
Okay, but by the way, like, I have 2 announcements.
Go for it.
Number 1, all the coupons for the tournament has been used. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Number 2, thank you, Lord Locking, because mate, he just put $50 to the prize pool.
Oh, thank you so much, Lord Loken. He's there in the chat as well. Thank you so much. He's always there supporting these weekly tournaments. He was here yesterday supporting Copa Hyperion, and now he's here today doing it for the land of the Americas and Latin America. Thank you. Thank you.
Cham and PureLegacy are gonna go home a little bit richer.
That means they can get some more tacos.
Yes, they can. I'm not sure if you can find good tacos in Korea.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. Specialists talked about it. Where
really?
Yeah.
Look. That's exactly the moment where Special retires from StarCraft play and opens a taco restaurant in Korea.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's not just him, but a lot of people who've been to Korea have talked, or lived in Korea have talked about it. Where something that they really don't have is like Mexican cuisine. It's just not really a thing in Korea. So like tacos, burritos, even like the pizza in Korea is a little bit different. It's,
no tacos, no burritos, no enchiladas.
Yeah. They don't know what they're missing out, mate.
I know, right?
Oh god. Have you seen the pizza in Korea, mate? Have you seen what they do to it?
No, I haven't.
I want to see like Rainer go to Korea one day.
Oh, God.
They do stuff like they put like potato on their pizza, sweet potato as well, corn.
Okay. Okay, it sounds weird, but not the worst. I have heard worse, like pineapple. Come on.
Well, similar concept. Like typically their pizzas are a little bit sweeter.
Mm.
Yeah.
Look, I'm open to try them. One day, one day.
One day, man. We'll go to Korea. We'll go to like a GSL finals, mate.
You know, once we're all like 30 years old, mate, in StarCraft 3.
The dream, mate. My dream was always to be there for like a Pro League finals. F's in the chat.
It's okay, mate. All you have to do is sponsor a new Pro League and there we go.
just run your own Pro League, mate. That's all you gotta do. Oh, God.
Yeah, mate. Speaking of running your own Pro League, mate, Skyler is not stopping with the Hellions. Because Skyler, PureLegacy is not stopping with the Hellions. How many Hellions does he have at the moment? He has 6 Hellions, and he's going for more factories. So he's going mech again.
That he is. The Hellions are looking to try and slip into one of the bases. At the same time, there's a Liberator looking to hit one of the mineral lines. So PureLegacy hoping that at least one of these can find a way in and deal some damage.
So the Hellions, at least they won't be able to do it. Now let's see if the Liberator is going to be able to.
Yeah.
There's no queens here. A spot is immediately thrown, but a little bit late. So the Liberator will be able to get in. Let's see if Cham can... Yeah, nice reaction by Cham. 0 damage done.
Yeah, beautiful reaction there. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Hellions try to hit to the third base, but the Queens have repositioned. Cham is ready everywhere that he needs to be. So far, he hasn't taken any damage.
How frustrating it must be for PureLegacy at the moment, mate. Like, everything that he's throwing at Cham is being easily countered.
Yeah, exactly. At least the Liberator dealt some damage. Oh, the Hellions try to slip into the middle line, but the Lings were ready and waiting. The Hellions will get taken out. They will be forced away. Oh. But again, at least that Liberator did find something in the main.
5 workers, which is like is better than nothing, but definitely not what PureLegacy wanted.
Yeah. He wanted a little bit more. Meanwhile, he didn't stop making Hellions, by the way. He still wants that map control. He still wants to at least stop that creep spread. The amazing creep spread that we saw last game from Cham.
To be honest, he's not half so bad at the moment. Like.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably one of the things that Cham was working on while he was in Korea, or while he is in Korea. Meanwhile, he gets in. A couple more drones go down.
4, 5 drones, another 5 drones at the cost of 2 Hellions, so that's okay. That's a nice trade to have. And now the Hellions, they're in low health, and the Zerlings are pursuing. Okay, more Hellions have arrived.
Yeah.
They should be safe.
PureLegacy's okay. Meanwhile, no. The one Marine does walk into his death. Feels bad, man.
He was crazy, mate. He thought he was a changeling.
Oh, God.
No, you were a real person all along.
Yeah. He wanted to defect to Cham's army. Oh, God. Meanwhile,
nice pick up here by PureLegacy. One queen that walked a little too far.
Definitely, and interesting. So PureLegacy, he's doing more PureLegacy things. He's committing to the Ferrari mech, to these Hellions and Cyclones. Cham is approaching this a little bit differently, and this time he's getting Banelings.
Baneling Roach. I mean, to be honest, the previous game was also the same. He also got Banelings along with his Roaches. The only difference is that we're not seeing Swarmhost. Okay, I take it back. We are seeing Swarmhost, maybe.
Yeah, as you say that, the first Swarmhost is on the way. Is that a mistake, or does he really want to commit to that? Meanwhile, something incredible just happened, by the way. PureLegacy killed almost every single queen. That's gonna stop that creep spread, and it is going to, again, affect Cham's defensive army.
By the way, thank you, Pili Pili, for the raid. We have 30 extra people, courtesy of Pili Pili. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the finals of Battle of the Americas, and I have to ask, where was Pili Pili?
Welcome, Pili Pili. Thank you so much for the raid again. As Darky was saying, I apologize. For some reason, I didn't have a notification on OBS. Meanwhile, that one Swarm Host is here. Oh my god, it almost got taken out. No!
Mate, I believe the Swanhost was killed by his own comrades. I'm pretty sure that I saw the Ravagas attacking the Swanhost.
Feels bad, man. The Swarmhost does get it. To be fair, I mean, it was dead supply. Like Cham, the Swarmhost was a mistake. He didn't want them at all. They were taking up a lot of supply. Oh my god.
Poor Queen.
Yeah, it was biled down. The Queen was biled by the Ravagers. Oh my god. Cham is ruthless this game.
I know, right? I know. And PureLegacy is continuing his aggression. He's currently just trading like pretty on par with Cham, but Cham currently is slightly ahead just because of the worker numberment. 91 workers for Cham, 86 for PureLegacy.
Exactly.
It's gonna be action from the rest of the game.
Yeah, Cham, he's finished droning up, and this is what we were talking about earlier. You know, when you go into the infestation bit like this, if you're a Zerg player, you either go Swarm Host, which we saw in game 1, but now Cham is going into those infestors. With that, he's going to be looking to try and fungal this army, lock it down, and then bile the rest. But he has to buy a little bit more time, and it's going to be on PureLegacy to try and avoid those infestors.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when they're ready how good they are, and meanwhile, Cham doing a counter-attack on the other side of the map.
This is scary,
He's keeping PureLegacy busy here on the left-hand side of the map, but on the right side, Cham's Zerglings are going in.
Yeah, but there is a planetary here. There are Hellions. The Lings do nothing. And what's scary is that Cham just lost almost every single Ravager. Like, that was an expensive trade by Cham.
Definitely. Now let's see if PureLegacy can take advantage of the temporal weakness that his opponent has.
Yeah, like there's 2 Ravagers left. We have a couple more that are being morphed in, but they're not ready right now, and the Lings are rushing in.
Oh, nice fungal growth over a lot of those cyclones, and a lot of cyclones went down. So this is exactly the kind of wins that Champs needs for the rest of the game, because mate, those cyclones are what keeping PureLegacy in the game.
Definitely.
Look, there's another free unit here for PureLegacy.
Yeah, the queens. You don't want to be a queen in Cham's army. Not this game. Oh god, these cyclones are looking to hunt another. That was also the last fungal there by Cham. Cham only has 2 infestors. I was expecting to see a couple more from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this light. I don't know if I like the position that Cham is in. He's up in supply, but the army of PureLegacy is pretty strong.
Yeah, and look at this position. Look at all these tanks. The Lings are flooding in. Actually, they're getting on top of some of the tanks.
Yes, they are, but there are a lot of more tanks behind this, mate. And look how they destroy the Roach army of Cham.
Yeah, exactly. He could not find a way in. He does get forced back, and now Cham, upon finally seeing all these tanks, is switching into Vipers.
Yeah, Vipers coming in. That's exactly what Champs need to deal with this amount of tanks, and let's see if that is enough.
Yeah.
But then again, PureLegacy is also getting ready, mate, because Thors are on the way.
Thors are here. They're being pumped out to help protect his own tank line. Yeah, I really worry for Cham, because it feels like Cham, he's reacting to his opponent, but a little bit too late. The Vipers are ready, but these infestors, they have a little bit more energy for those fungals. Oh god.
There we go, the army of Cham is moving in. But this is only a nice Bentley hit all over the Hellbats, but I'm not sure if that was enough. Cham, by the way, lost the infestors in that engagement.
Yeah, they were a little bit too far forward there. All the infestors got taken out. Again, he only is concerned about these Vipers at this point. 3 Vipers are okay. You know, Vipers have a lot of potential for blinding clouds and abducts, but these tanks are very nicely spread, except for these.
I mean, they're enough spreads, I think. And there we go, the Vipers are coming. A lot of blinding clouds are going all over the tanks, mate. Almost all of the tanks are blinding cloud.
Almost, but not all of them. And now the blinding cloud runs out, and there's no more energy on the Vipers.
Oh god, a lot of army there that Cham loses, including one of the Vipers as well.
Yeah, exactly. The second Viper just barely escapes.
Yeah, unfortunately, in that previous engagement, Cham's army was a little distracted by the units that were, on the front of the mid grind, and that gave the PureLegacy the time he needed for the Viper ability to wear off.
Yeah, like the blinding clouds were there, but the army wasn't, right? It wasn't where it needed to be. The positioning was a little bit awkward for Cham, and now PureLegacy takes another engagement. He's looking to take out one of these bases. What I will say is that Cham has a decent bank. Like, his northern bases have been left alone, so he can afford to lose his hatchery, but he can't afford to lose these fights.
There we go, another fight coming in for Cham. Nice blinding clouds. The army is now a little better positioning for Cham. He could trade a little bit better, but the question is it gonna be enough?
Look at all these tanks, look at this line. Oh, but the Lings, they're closing the distance, they're getting on top of them. The tanks are getting picked off, but in come the reinforcements for PureLegacy.
I believe at the end of the day that was a nice trade for Cham.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of tanks of his opponent. He managed to make his opponent lose the ground that he gained previously. Now the question is Cham gonna be able to rebuild on time? There's a Spire on the way, so that may be a huge change in come.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one of the best things about Zergs is that you can do those tech switches. Going into Mass Muta could work because the Thors were taken out earlier, and the Thors have not been remade.
Yes, there are 4 Vikings here. I don't know why.
Yeah, they have to land because they have to protect the tanks. They have to be useful in some way. The Vikings are going down. The tanks are getting picked up. Oh my god. Cham finally is overwhelming this army, and he's getting on top of everything else.
Yes, he is, but there's still a lot of tanks here, mate. That I don't think Cham is going to be able to break PureLegacy yet, but the number of tanks has decreased dramatically, mate. PureLegacy only has 8 tanks at the moment. Most of them are currently on the way.
Yep, here they are. The tanks are on the way. The tank count on the front line was basically reset. That was a great engagement by Cham. A bit of a misread by PureLegacy. I think he assumed that the Vipers were going to be remade, so he made the Vikings to try and zone out the Vipers, right? It makes sense, but unfortunately there weren't any Vipers.
By the way, PureLegacy is a monster, man. He's making 7 tanks at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. Like, this production, look at it. Ugh.
Tanks all the way the eye can see.
And just like that, PureLegacy, he's remaxed. Like, his production is on point. It's impressive because mech usually takes a while to rebuild the tanks, but he just keeps making wave after wave. But here we go, Cham, he's diving in again.
Yeah, he's diving in the game, but the tanks are very well positioned, and there are no Vipers here. I don't think Cham is gonna be able to break this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really concerned about it, as well as Cham pushing in without Vipers with just pure Roach Ravager against a well-spread tank line. Like, that was just suicide. Oh my god.
Now PureLegacy is 30 supply ahead, mate.
Cham trying to go for a run by, but the run by runs into a planetary. The planetary will stand strong. And now Cham, he's running out of resources. He's running out of army. He's making a wave of Lings.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough, mate. The Vipers were never hit after the Vikings show up, and Cham never did anything with the Spire, and Ravager Ling is not gonna be enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's gonna get on top of a lot of these tanks. Again, the tanks were unsieged on the high ground. Maybe it's enough to just barely hold on, but like, there's still so many tanks behind this. The rally is not stopping. And in the middle of all this, Cham, oh my god, he loses the base.
Cannot believe that those Vikings just landed there for a quick snipe.
Mate, they're gonna land again.
They're gonna do it, and all the drones that were on the previous base, they're going down, and
the Viking hit squad. No one expects the Viking hit squad. Meanwhile, PureLegacy, he's overextending a little bit. Like, these tanks are getting picked up for free. The Vikings, they finally land. Oh my god, look at the worker count. Look, the death count, I should say.
Yeah, 35 workers just went down for Cham. Cham only now with, I mean, he has 55 workers, which is not a bad number, but definitely less than he wanted. And he lost another base as well.
Yeah, 2 bases lost in the span of a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, he's coming in again with the Roach Ravager, but like, you can't Roach Ravager on its own against a tank line like this. I understand that he's deterred to go into Vipers because of the Vikings, right? But like, I was expecting a Muta switch. Not gonna lie, I thought that was coming.
There we go. Your wishes are coming true. 7 Mutalists are on the way. Unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna be enough.
Yeah, my wish was a Muta switch like 3 minutes ago. Oh god.
There we go. PureLegacy moving in for what appears to be the final nail in the coffin.
Exactly. There's just not enough here. Maybe the mutas can overwhelm the Vikings and clean this up, but like it's gonna take them so long because there aren't enough mutas. The Cham just didn't have enough resources. He did not have enough minerals.
The infestation pit goes down, another base goes down, and mate, what does Cham has? Cham has 7 roaches, 7 ravagers, and 10 mutalies.
God. Yeah, it's not going to be enough here. PureLegacy, we were talking about it. These two, they've had a rivalry going on last year in Battle of the Americas. They kept facing each other in the finals. Cham would always come out on top. But PureLegacy, he's showing us that he can take games. Maybe a series. That's hard to say. In come the mutas.
Yeah, the mutas are finally revealed. They will eventually be able to kill all these tanks, but the tanks, mate, in the meanwhile, they're going to go and destroy as much as they can.
Exactly. Another hatchery is going to go down. These tanks will be cleaned up, but another tank squad is hitting the natural base of a Cham, and Thors are being rebuilt.
Cham now down to only 3 hatcheries, mate. His production is on shambles, his economy is on shambles, and when Cham sees the Thors that PureLegacy has produced, I think there's going to be instant GG.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I mean, you were saying that Cham was on 3 bases, now he's only on 2 bases. He cleans up the army, but as you said, Mass Thor is all that PureLegacy needs at this point. He's got plenty of resources.
7 Thors build at the moment, mate.
Oh god.
7 Thors. That's a lot of minerals per minute.
I think this one's stuck, by the way. Is it? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay. He can squeeze through.
There we go. Thors are revealed. The mutas are falling down, and yeah, mate, this is gonna be GG.
Yeah, the mutas all fall down. Roach Ravager is trickling in, and Thors aren't too bad against them. GG gets called.
Mate, it is 1-1.
Oh, tis now 1-1. What I will say, to be fair, Romanticide, that's the best map to play mech on, right? Like, it's so large, so many bases. PureLegacy did have the advantage going into that. And yeah, it was enough to take a game.
GG, mate. We're going to go to map number 3. I question now what is gonna be map number 3.
True. The map matters a lot, especially when you're playing mech. Like, it's so important.
The map is gonna be Oxide, Ellie.
Ooh, Oxide. One of the more standard maps. It is smaller than Romanticide, but still not a bad map for mech.
Yeah, definitely not the worst.
Also, again, like, Cham had some questionable composition choices towards the end there. Just relying on pure Roach Ravager Ling, it's not ideal. It's okay in the mid game, but later on you do need those spellcasters or mutas or something else, right?
Well, let's see if Cham changes plans in the final game of the series.
Do you think we're going to see a return of the Swarm Host?
Or not? Maybe.
Maybe.
The question is, how many Swarm Hosts? We're gonna see 20 like in game number 1, or 1 like in game number 2.
That's a good question.
And there we go. Welcome everyone to the last map of the day, and spawning here, the Mexican Ser player, the 26 times winner of Battle of the Americas. This is Cham.
Spawning in the top right hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the American Terran. He is red, representing himself, and he is the 4-time Battle of the Americas champion. Can he make it 5? Can he somehow catch up to Cham? It is PureLegacy.
So, are you expecting another mech play from PureLegacy?
Yeah, 100%.
You don't even hesitate, mate.
Yeah, I think if he, oh my god, I think if he plays Bio, like Cham is just so much better against that. We've seen him against Kelizer and Special. Like, yeah, I don't know if you want to play Bio against Cham.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. I mean, look, PureLegacy, I think, is skilled enough to be able to do it. I think it is possible.
Oh, okay. But
we'll see. I mean, he's done mech two days in a row. I don't see why break what is not broken, right?
True. Especially because it did work for him in game number 2. So we'll see what he decides to go for. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but Cham is very, very adamant with his scouting here. Just all over the place. He even sent a drone out. His pathing on his Overlord. He was making sure there was no proxy here. Didn't want to be cheesed out in the ace match. And without any cheese, now we can get into the game. We're getting further into the game, and I imagine we'll keep an eye on things. Again, it's as you said, it is possible for PureLegacy to do something crazy and to go Bio.
I'm surprised that going Bio is considered a crazy thing.
For PureLegacy. I mean, we've seen him go Bio in other matchups, but against Zerg, yeah. Boy, as so far, it's exact same opening.
Yeah, exact same opening. Quick, there's a really quick there's to see after the factory mate. That was really good openings that PureLegacy have been doing, and I'm surprised that Cham. I'm not sure if Cham even has realized how fast the TCC for PureLegacy has been being built these previous games.
Yeah. Like, a build like this, because the factory and the starport specifically is delayed and armor units are delayed, you could argue that maybe Cham could go for something like a roach all in, right? Or like, pull in Eric does this a lot, right? Open up with roaches, go across the map and force the natural to be lifted up at least, right? But that's just not the player that Cham is. Unfortunately,
otherwise it's gonna be like an easy victory for him.
It's very true. Oh god, it's one of those things where you can metagame your opponent. If you know how they're going to open up, then you can abuse that by trying to exploit the weaknesses of the build. But Cham doesn't go for that. Meanwhile, PureLegacy's across the map, once again relying on his Hellions and that Liberator. Just trying to find a way in, poking, prodding.
Yeah, here come the Hellions and the Reaper. Fortunately, Queens are here to defend. He's going to keep 2 more. He's going to be able to enter. Ooh, the drones block him. Incredible. Mate, and he actually didn't lose any drone that engagement.
Wow. It's something you don't see too often, but the drones, they did their job. They were able to hold the line against Hellions.
And they did, mate. They did successfully. They're gonna be able to tell their grandkids that one time that they stood to Hellions and survived.
Oh god. Pretty amazing, to be honest. So now PureLegacy still hasn't found any damage. He's still looking to find some. Again, we've seen him, he commits to these Hellions pretty hard, gets a large amount of them, and on top of that, just like last game, like, we do have a Liberator coming out for him. Gonna be coming out and already sieges up here in the main.
Nice Hellion drone by, trying to do as much damage as they can. Unfortunately, again, the Queens were ready. So PureLegacy mate again going for mech play, double armory going up at the moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this time that Liberator didn't deal any damage. Neither have these Hellions. Like, PureLegacy has invested quite a little bit in this harassment, and it just hasn't paid for itself.
There we go, settlings again. Nice walling of the Hellions, and but the settings are down. The Hellions managed to enter.
Yeah, they just.
How much damage will they be able to do?
They force their way through.
Nothing. They go into the main base.
Yeah, exactly. They avoid the natural. They go straight into the main base. Ooh, the drones are lining up a little bit, and finally these Hellions, they're finding the damage.
9 workers killed. Not the best, but definitely better than before. And again, mate, what's up with the suicidal marines that PureLegacy has?
Yo, look at the damage he's done to the to the base. Hey, that's almost half the HP of the hatchery.
I know PureLegacy is a pro mech player, but I didn't know he was so much anti-biomate.
The anti-marine sentiments from PureLegacy. Oh my god. Feels bad, man. But you know what? That marine, it did work. You know, again, that's a lot of damage done to the hatchery. It could come into play later on. Meanwhile, there we go. We thought about it. This time Cham is committing a little bit more to the swarm hosts.
Yes, definitely. Swarm host is gonna be what Cham is gonna do this game, and it worked pretty well for him in game number 1. I hope in game number 2 it does so as well. This map does not have as many like bases that swarm hosts can abuse, but there's still swarm hosts, man.
Yeah, it's not as good as on Blackburn, but it's better than Romanticide, right? Like, Romanticide is so large, it's so difficult to really make anything happen on it with Swarm Hosts. Meanwhile, one of the queens already gets picked off, and oh my god, these queens are exposed! Ugh.
Nice transfuse, he doesn't lose any more queens at only the first one. And yeah, PureLegacy doing a lot of damage with these mech units.
Yeah, exactly. You know, more creepers being cleaned up here. Again, PureLegacy putting in a lot of work, but there's a reason why things were looking a little bit scary there for Cham, because he wasn't making roaches, he was making swarm hosts instead, and now they're finally coming out. Yeah,
11 swarm hosts also out at the moment, and PureLegacy sees it. Oh, nice intercept with these cyclones, but then they go on top of one tank is lost. And only one, okay. Only one tank, but that's okay. Remember, those are all free units, people. Free units.
Exactly. You know, getting a tank like that, pretty nice, not gonna lie. Meanwhile, PureLegacy tries to catch some of these Ravagers, only gets a handful of wings for his trouble. Meanwhile, Cham has to be careful. I don't know if he really wants to fight this.
Oh no, the Cyclones.
Up. One Cyclone gets picked off, and the Swarm Hosts, they're ready for another wave. Oh god!
Yeah, they're ready for wave number 2, but the army is here, so this Locust probably not gonna do anything. Yeah, they kill I think 1 Hellion and that's it.
Jesus, no damage done whatsoever. Again, the sensor tower doing its work, right? He was able to spot the army well before it showed up. Meanwhile, the Lings, they try to find another way in, but they can't do it. Oh god!
This is a nice trade by PureLegacy. A lot of Ravagers and Roaches went down over there. Now, Cham is almost maxed out, me.
Yeah, almost. But he has to be careful because these Swarm Hosts are being caught out. There's nothing to protect them.
One Sword Host goes down and forces another wave of Locusts to be wasted here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, exactly. These Swarmers, they've only picked off 1 tank, really. That's the only thing that they've done. The Locust wave, they're gonna go off, but god, they will run out, and that's the 3rd wave now from Cham.
Oh, nice corrosive bile over the army of PureLegacy. All this army, mate, is breeding the reds and the orange.
Yeah, I would love to see some repairs. God, because fighting right now in this state, it's not really working out for PureLegacy.
Look, mate, you don't need Enric to repair mech army if they go kill instead, okay? You can just make new ones, mate. They pop up new.
Oh god. PureLegacy, please take care of your army. Meanwhile, I think this is a nice moment here. The Hellions are distracted by the Roach Ravager. The Locust wave is coming in here. Finally, are we going to see something being done?
1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 Cyclones and 1 tank, mate. And 1 Hellion.
Oh my god, and at the same time, the army was distracted. The planetary isn't going to go down.
Yeah, the planetary goes down, mate. All the SCVs that were there also went down, but now the army of PureLegacy, mate, is gonna clean this army of Cham.
Oh, that it does. Cham has to back off, run all the way back home, but it was worth it. You could argue that right now is the moment where PureLegacy can counterattack. Cham lost a lot of supply there, and his swarm hosts aren't ready. But if PureLegacy doesn't go right now, Cham, he's gonna rebuild. Like, he's remaxing.
Yeah, definitely. He's now 195 supply now. Like his macro is really good, and yeah, PureLegacy just lost one full base with SCVs. So it is now or never. And some Swankos managed to sneak in and go into the middle line of PureLegacy.
Exactly. Meanwhile, oh god, PureLegacy moves down to the ramp, immediately loses a tank, and he can't really fight against this army without the support of all these tanks.
Yeah, unfortunately, PureLegacy doesn't have as many tanks as he wishes, and more importantly, there's not much units to buffer for them.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Cham forces PureLegacy back. Those swarm hosts, they're ready to go for another wave. This time, they're going for the army.
Yeah, they're going for the army. There is no more sensor towers to check them out. There we go, all over the tanks, and immediately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks killed immediately.
The army of PureLegacy is being torn apart here by the Zerg, by the Locust Wave flank, by the Road Ravager. Again, I'm getting game 1 flashbacks. Cham did the exact same thing.
Yeah, mate, there we go. PureLegacy is struggling, mate. He doesn't have very units left. Only, what, 2 tanks here? That's it. GG.
GG. Swarm host too strong. And Cham takes the series 2-1. And mate, he doesn't just take the series. He's our champion.
Yes, congratulations for Cham for his 27 win of Battle of the Americas. He is still the undisputed champion, you could say. Yeah, just kill me right now. Just kill me.
If you do that, at least I don't have to do it, mate. Just fucking. No. But yeah, he is the champion. You know, he has reclaimed his throne here in Battle of the Americas, and I'm curious to see, is this the beginning of his return, or is this a one-off thing? Right? Like, are we going to see Cham every week here again, just like we did in the past, or is he going to go back to practice?
Only one way to find out, mate. Tune in next week to see if Cham returns to defend his crown in Battle of the Americas.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. As you can see, the weekly schedule here. If you're tuning in for the first time and you're wondering, what is this tournament? This is Battle of the Americas, and it is a weekly tournament for North American and Latino American players. They tune in, they show up every week to battle it out here for the prize money. And yeah, Cham, he's back. He was on a hiatus for many months, but he has made his return. And I think what's important is that, at least here in the finals, it's great to see that it wasn't a walkover. In the past, Cham was the dominant force, but you know, he showed some signs of weakness against PureLegacy. And I feel like that also goes to show how much PureLegacy has improved over the past year.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's see if next week this final repeats, mate. Would you like that? Or would you prefer a Trigger versus Cham?
I was about to say, next week, is Trigger going to lose to Reaper again? Is that... It happened earlier today, but Reaper versus Cham was great as well. Like, again, I 100% believe that Reaper should have won game 2 of Reaper versus Cham. Like, remember when Cham went two-base lurker and Reaper was going for a +1 roach timing? Like, that, like, he should have won that. Like, come on. Like, oh god. Cham was panicking. He was throwing down all these spines. Like, there's a world where that would have gone to the ace match, and maybe Reaper could have taken out Cham. Like, it's exciting to see these guys like show up and perform well.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that should be it, everyone. That is the end of the tournament. And thank you, Lord Locking, for the donation for the prize pool. $100 are gonna be mostly split between PureLegacy and Cham, honestly. Like, I think out of the $100, 90 goes to those two players.
Jesus.
And only $10 go to Trigger, who won the raffle today.
I mean, you know, at least congratulations to Trigger. He is able to walk away with some money. Hopefully we see more of him next week as well. As you said, Trigger versus Cham would be, I want to tune into that. On top of that, shout out to all the other players who performed well today. Zion's making it all the way to the quarterfinals. Skylar making it to the semis, struggling in his TBT, but in his other matchups, like, he's fire, mate. He's always entertaining to watch. I will say at least that. Funada to Jim Rising, as well as Cristiano for their forfeits. God damn it, Cristiano. He's one of those guys, he's talked about it before, where when he sees Cham in the bracket, he is demotivated to play against him. So he just gave the W to Cham. It's like, mate, fight for it, you know? Like, believe in yourself. Like, God damn it.
I mean, will he forfeit if it was round 1? Because, mate, remember, you gotta play at least one round to be entered into the raffle.
All right, next time, make sure he plays against Cham in round 1, all right? Oh, God. But yeah. GG, well played. Thank you so much, Darking, for joining me today. And Darking, I know recently you've been focusing a lot on your work life, but are we going to see a stream from you at some point this week?
Maybe. I mean, the plan is again to stream from Monday to Thursday, 4 times a week. But the previous days I have been like not exactly tired, but like a little demotivated, like because I just wanna rest and because look, like a lot of my work is sit in front of the computer and in front of the microphone and talk aloud in meetings, okay? and then I don't wanna like do 8 hours of that and then go on into another 2 or 3 hours of stream where I sit in front of the computer to talk to the microphone. Okay?
Understandable. Completely understandable.
Look, I'll promise at least that I'll try. So keep an eye on my social media to see if I go live anytime next week. No, exactly. We still have to finish Iconoclast, which I left like in the middle. We still have to play more StarCraft ladder to complain about the balance of the game, of course.
Shaking my head, mate.
Look. They hate me because I speak the truth.
But yes, if you want to check out Darking, check him out on Twitter, Darking665, I believe.
Yes, that is correct. Also my Twitch channel.
Yes. Also Darking's Twitch as well. Meanwhile, you can follow me at light_VIP. I do stream occasionally throughout the week. I may stream today, probably not, just because there's so much casting to do. But I'll stream tomorrow at least. So if you want to tune into that, then check me out on Light VIP. I do stream Ladder, stream Final Fantasy, streaming some Yu-Gi-Oh as well, because, you know, why not? Just chilling, having a good time.
Now, Light, I have a very important question before you carry on.
Go for it.
Who are you gonna rate today, mate?
Who am I? That's a good question.
What Latin American player are you not gonna give your views again?
So the two people that we usually raided us, and that's Skylar and Pili Pili. Again, shout out to Skylar and Pili Pili for giving us those raids. So now we will be finding someone else to raid.
May I give an idea for raiding?
Who's live right now, buddy? Who's live?
The Zerglord, mate. The Zerglord is streaming at the moment.
Zerglord. Interesting. Well, I would love to give him a raid, and maybe if he played in today's tournament, I would give him a raid. But mate, where was he in Battle of the Americas, huh? Where was he?
What better way to remind him, mate, that we'll raid? When you can send him 100 people to scream at his chat, where was he today?
This is true. We could do that. So I have two options. I could raid the Zerglord, or I could raid Reaper, because Reaper is also streaming his a ladder session right now.
Now we both know how much bias Light is, so he's probably gonna raid Reaper instead.
I mean, you know, I could raid the Zerg Lord and Funada him for not signing up, or I could raid Reaper and praise him for actually signing up, you know, like oh god. But outside of that, you can follow us on the CranKy Ducklings. We are live throughout the week on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and YouTube. As you can see on the screen right now, our next broadcast is in 27 minutes. We're going to be live with ESL Open Cup Asia. I'm going to be casting alongside Yaku. Yaku is in the chat right now.
Yeah. Just enough time for a power nap light.
Just enough time to quickly get some food. That's what I'm gonna do. That's oh boy. So thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate the support, and if you want to tune in to me and Yaku, then be back here in 27 minutes.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Yes, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Ciao.
Adios.